a second. I am Bruce Leonard, of course. This is Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. It's still legal today. Lots of questions now about what is legal, what isn't illegal. If you haven't been paying attention to what's going on, like we've said on this show numerous times, killing people in the middle of the ocean, because they're in boats that Trump and them tell you are drug-running boats, is illegal. It's murder. It's it's all kinds of things. Now they're calling it a war crime. It's like, we're not even at war. It's just a fucking crime. You can't just kill people because you think they might be doing something that you don't like. That's a terrible precedent to set for anybody, let alone the United States. What's up, Christoph? But anyway, let's go to the real controversy that's happening. Apparently it's okay to just blow up boats and kill people. As long as you get them on the first try. Because what happened here is, on the very first time they tried to do this, a strike, there was 11 people on board a boat. They blew up the boat. 2 guys survived the strike, were still alive and hanging on the side of the wreckage of the boat. And Hegseth's orders were to kill everybody. So the admiral in charge of the operation ordered a second strike. What's up, Julia? To kill the 2 people who were left alive, which, first of all, they're civilians. Second of all, they're most likely unarmed. Third of all, they're not enemy combatants of any kind. They're just guys on a boat. So anyway, so they ordered a second strike to kill these guys. So now, the real question is, did Pete Hegseth order this guy to strike the second time? Or did this guy do it on his own? Now, that's the question that has not been answered. And seems to be the meat of the question here is, did this guy just do this on his own? Or because it is a war crime. It's technically an international war crime. It's against the Geneva Convention to kill unarmed civilian non-combatants. I don't know if you know this, but yes, it's frowned upon. It's like the way and you notice that later on, when there were survivors, they went and scooped them up. They didn't kill them. So they knew that what they did was wrong on some level. They knew that it was probably most likely illegal. They tried to hide it and cover it up like they do everything else that they do. Now, what I find fascinating is Hegseth's evolving story about this situation, because he claims at first that he didn't know anything about it. His first initial response was, as usual, the fake news is delivering more fabricated, inflammatory, and derogatory reporting to discredit our incredible warriors who are fighting to protect the homeland. Which means that it's fake news, it's not real, right? Then he comes out late again and says, well, yes, there was a second strike. Because the White House confirmed that there was a second strike. And he says, well, okay, well, it did happen, but it didn't happen that way. And I didn't have anything to do with it. First he said he watched the whole thing live on television. Or, he in the Situation Room or whatever. He watched the whole thing live, which means he knew there were survivors and he knew there was a second strike. Yet he called it fake news anyway and tried to lie. Because that's all these people do is lie. I've been saying this since the very beginning. And why anyone trusts anything these people say. They're the most dishonest fucking pieces of shit people I've ever seen in my life. The politicians have always lied, but this is a level of lying that. Well, I don't know. The Iraq War thing was pretty bad, really. Oh wait, who did that? The Republicans again. Anyway, so Hegseth first claimed it was fake news. Then he said he saw it didn't happen, but he saw the whole thing live and on the video in the Situation Room. Right? Then he says, okay, there was a second strike, but I didn't order it. It was the admiral did it. They're gonna try to bump this off on this admiral, I guarantee you, to try to save Hegseth's ass. But yet again, why would you? This is the part of it that I don't get, the psychological nature of the whole thing. Why these people are so loyal to people that they know will throw them under the bus and stab them in the back at any second. Why? Like, is power that intoxicating? People got to get that close to it, that they don't care, that it's all a Machiavellian game of fucking, like I said, throat slashing and and blaming of others. They try to blame everything on Joe Biden. Like Joe Biden ruined the entire world. Julia says they're all just drunk with power. God complexes. They think they have the right to determine who lives and who dies. Well, yes, that's obviously true. Hegseth especially. What a like the new South Park. I don't know if you've seen it. It's pretty funny. They made fun of Hegseth, but they took the danger zone and they changed it to. It just says like, Pete Hegseth is a fucking douche. And it's 100% accurate. And hilarious. I don't know if I've ever seen a bigger douchebag. Pete Hegseth is the kind of guy you went to high school with who would take the nerd and put his head in the toilet. Or take the nerd and put him down in the sewer. I actually saw this happen one time. A football player, a big giant football player, took this kid that I knew, put him into the sewer, lifted the sewer cap off, because this dude was big, put him in the sewer, put the cap on the sewer, had him down in there like he was in prison, and then pissed down the sewer and laughed. And like, that's the kind of person Pete Hegseth is. We all went to school with these fucking assholes. We know who they are. He probably came from a rich family. He probably, yeah, Julia, look what Hillary's emails made me do. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's what's so funny about all of this. Rather than look at the poor decisions that you made, like this woman getting shot in D.C., right, the National Guardsman who shouldn't have been there, who Trump was told to remove the National Guard from Washington, D.C. a month ago by a judge, and he didn't do it. And what happened? That woman got shot. And they go, this is Joe Biden's fault. He left him in Afghanis into the... Meanwhile, he worked for the CIA. He's been thoroughly vetted. Okay? You don't work for the CIA. They don't just not vet people that work for the fucking CIA. Okay, so that whole story is bullshit to begin with. Because he was thoroughly vetted. Second of all, he was granted asylum by the Trump administration. They're the ones who approved his asylum claim. And now they're all on TV trying to blame Joe Biden for it. So, like I said, rather than step back, look at the poor decisions that you've made and the things that have happened because of these decisions. Instead, they choose to make up lies and bullshit and blame the other people. And just like I've always said before, it goes right back to the same idea that I've been saying over and over and over, is that these people don't have any fucking ideas. All they have is culture war bullshit, hate on immigrants bullshit. It's all bullshit. blame your problems on other people, bullshit. Meanwhile, they're doing the same shit that every Republican administration has ever done, which is crash the economy and get us into a fucking war. Every single time. And we keep doing it over and over and over. We're fucking stupid. Remember when everyone was pissy when they found out that the Iraq war was really bullshit? Right? And everybody was like, we'll never do that again. And now Trump is going to do this to Venezuela. And everybody's like, yeah! Some woman said something about that was really funny. Let's see if I can find it. It's actually very clever, or very funny and true. What's that? Oh, come on. I hate when I can't find stuff. I need to flag all these things and make like folders for the show so I can find things really easily. Oh, here it is. It says, Americans who saw through the propaganda for war in the Middle East, but now fully buy into it for regime change in Venezuela, are the weirdest. That's like managing to pull your head out of your ass, taking a deep breath, and then shoving it right back up there. Which is true. We could quite possibly be the dumbest country on earth. Also the richest. One of the biggest. But dumb as fuck. We used to be doing the same shit over and over and over again. I'm going, well, at least it ain't communism. Socialism or whatever. Right now there's a special election going on in Tennessee, right? In a district that Trump won by 22 points, I believe. And it's so close that Mike Johnson and all these people are there. Trying to whip up votes because they're going to lose, maybe. Or, you know, they probably won't lose, but it's going to be close. They're sweating it out. And they're nervous. And that doesn't tell them something. You think they would learn something in this situation? You go, hey, what we're doing ain't working. And even our own people are turning against us. Maybe we should change what we're doing. Nope. Why? Because like I said before on this show all the time, these people are fanatics. That's what a fanatic is. When you're running your head into a wall over and over and over and over, and it ain't working, but you just keep doing it. Why? Because you're a fucking fanatic. It's like this boat thing. He isn't backing down. He isn't stopping for a second to question what they're doing at all. He's going, we're gonna send them all to the bottom of the ocean. We're gonna kill them all. Really? Because they don't believe that anyone will do anything. Julian says, we far surpassed the movie Idiocracy in the Stupidity Department. And Questel says, but still no ow my balls. we have way more than ow my balls. We have the voice, and we fucking America's Got Talent. We got 27 seasons of Survivor. It's like got Big Brother. How long that been on? It's just the same. Just not guys get kicked in the balls, but it's just like emotional fucking humiliation of people. The Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, the Bachelorette, the Golden Bachelorette. Dancing with the Stars, you know. We have all kinds of it's a, like, you used to read those dystopian novels and be like, well, it's horrible and terrible, but at least it seems like, it's kind of cool. It's like, on some level, it's like, this is just stupid. It's like dystopian stupidity. Yes, Survivor's still a thing. Everybody's done Dancing with the Stars. That's where everybody goes when their career is dying, and retired football players, and they said like Bill Nye. Yeah, exactly. They got rid of public television, so Bill Nye had to go somewhere. This is why Pete Hegseth was trying to kick out all of the media out of the Pentagon, because he knew that what they were doing was illegal as fuck. Hot Ones, Quistella? That's on YouTube. It never was a TV show, Hot Ones. It's a YouTube show on the internet. Where they eat the hot wings while the guy interviews them. The guy, that's actually kind of cool. They get like progressively hotter as they go along. I think there's like 10 wings laid out in front of them, and each one is progressively hotter than the next one. Oh, I haven't either, Julia, until I came here. My mom's hooked on all that shit like drugs. You know who's still on? Maury Povich. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Maury's still on TV? Yeah, you know what he's doing? Guess what he's doing? Same shit he was always doing. Who's the father? Took a lie detector test. Got a DNA test. People fucking. Yes, John Maury. Steve Wilco's still on too. I don't know what happened, but recently, because she didn't watch him all the time, and then recently, just in the last like a month or two, she started watching Maury in the afternoon. So when I come home from work, Maury's on. I was like, Maury Povich still on TV? I couldn't even believe it. And then I was watching, it's like, this is the same exact shit he's been doing for 40 years. Who's the father of these babies? They make my babies Maury. And then you show the picture of it, it looks just like the motherfucker. Like, oh, that's your fucking kid, man. Why are you even bothering with this test? See, the other part of TV is in America is this. Not only with the shitty reality TV, but we also like to watch rich people doing shit. Just part of the teaching you how to bootleg the rich people. We go, oh, look at them housewives in New Jersey. Or whatever they watching. Bunch of rich bitches fighting about, the dumb shit. And they're like, oh, you only live like those rich people. Robin Leach started that, I think, with the lifestyles of the rich and famous. Remember that? It's a whole big show about, look how these people live, and you live in a trailer, you piece of shit. Meanwhile, most of these people ain't ever done nothing. They're just born with money. But you get to, that's what I mean. The old English system, where the royal people, they were all above you because they was born with money. You're just a fucking peasant. That never really went away. Capitalism just reinforces that. They just used to spread the wealth out enough that middle class people believed that was within their reach somehow. and you could afford a new car and a new house, and and provide for your children, and you were like, well, if I just work a little bit harder, I could become like that guy, but you never will. It always was a myth that they were selling. But now the income inequality has become so bad. There's like 20 of those people, and then there's the rest of us. There's like 20 of those people, and then they have a network of nutlickers that they pay money. Like J.D. Vance is a prime example. J.D. Vance wasn't rich. J.D. Vance was born here, like me. He grew up here, like me or John. Some dude who lived around here. He was born in Middletown. He wasn't rich. What did he do to get rich? Nothing. He sucked off Peter Thiel. And Peter Thiel gave him money. How do you think he afforded to go to Yale? J.D. Vance. You think he got a fucking scholarship or something? You ever heard this motherfucker talk? He didn't get no scholarship to Yale. He don't even sound like he studied law while he was there. Some of the dumb shit he says. He's just an empty suit who can talk. And they were like, this guy could be useful. And so they gave him a bunch of money. But they own him. So they can push him out in front of a camera and say whatever they want. The guy has he's the most vapid human being you've ever seen. He doesn't have a personality. He says what they tell him to say. He's like a robot. He's not a human being. And every time he tries to be a human being, it becomes very apparent that he's not a human being. Like a Thanksgiving speech he gave to the military. Did you see that? Where he went on like a 5-minute rant about how he didn't like turkey. Hey, come on, man, why we gotta eat turkey, man? Why they make turkey? He's trying to be funny, but it's like nothing funny about it because he's not a human being. To be funny, you gotta be a human being. You gotta have some kind of a personality. He's just an empty suit. Programmed fucking drone. You could tell just by following his career. He has no real principles. He's tried everything. He was an anti-Trumper, then he was a Trumper, then he was he was for the war, he was against the war. He was throwing shit on the wall. Just anything he could find to anything he thought people wanted to hear. Because he's just desperate for power and attention, that's it. These are the worst human beings that you could possibly give power to. Like I said, people like Hegseth, it's like the jock douchebag that's who beat up nerds in high school and shit. J.D. Vance is just a vapid fucking nutlicker, like I said, with no principles whatsoever. Look at Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is the worst. I mean, really. I mean, because he always sold himself to be a human being. He used to be very anti-Trump. He used to be, Trump is horrible, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to the Republican Party, blah, 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 blah. Now he's like, it's a pleasure to work for you, sir. They're all fucking spineless. And now I find it hilarious that some of these Republicans are really perking up about this Hegseth thing, right? But the reality of the situation is, who's responsible for him being there? Oh, you fucking nutlickers. You confirm these unqualified, horrible people to these powerful positions in the government. I don't know if you know this, but Tulsi Gabbard's been disappeared again for a while. You don't see her, right? But I see her now. She's popping up every now and then on the internet there, and on the Fox News, wherever she's popping out. Oh, yeah, we're finding all this evidence that Obama's in 2016, that Obama was doing spying Trump and blah, 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 blah. But, nothing. Nothing real. Nothing they say is real. That's what you don't... what people don't understand. I mean, I think that people are starting to start to get it, but it's like North Korea level complete bullshit what they're selling. Like when Trump says, "Oh, affordable, things are affordable." There's no inflation. Like, there is inflation. Things aren't affordable. Unemployment rate is going up because, oh, we got more jobs. There ain't no jobs. Why is the unemployment rate going up if you're creating jobs? Because they're not creating jobs. Matter of fact, just the opposite. They laid off hundreds of thousands of people from the federal government. The tariff thing has put lots of businesses in jeopardy or bankrupt or closed, because it's an abject disaster. And he keeps going, oh, get this, all this tariff money's coming in. Well, where's the money? Oh, we can't afford this, can't afford. And they're burning through the money, blowing up people on the coast of Venezuela. Now, today, Trump said they're about to start striking inside of Venezuela. They're going to war. Without Congress, again. And people, the same people who are like, J.D. Vance, here's another. J.D. Vance was in Iraq. J.D. Vance claims. Well, yeah, she's been in the Putin School of Propaganda. Well, she already graduated that before she got the fucking job. That's the other part that people don't get. Benny Johnson is all over my Facebook now all of a sudden. I don't know how that happened, but just all of a sudden, Benny Johnson's every other fucking post in my feed is Benny Johnson. And you're like, all these people are listening to Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson was paid by Russia. Millions of dollars. It's a fact. It can be proven, easily proven. They cashed the Russian checks. But what they did was they set up a podcast company. And then the podcast company, which him and Tim Pool are part of, I guess they call it a network, or whatever, was then given like $10 million by Russia. And then Tim Pool and Benny Johnson go, oh, we don't know where the money came from because there's this guy who's running the podcast network and we work for him. And you go, really? Really? You expect to buy into that? Really? This is what I mean about these people. They're the most dishonest fucking asshole people you've ever seen in your life. And there's a whole network of them. And their whole entire job when they get up every day is to lie to you constantly about everything and to whip up your fucking emotions against trans people or immigrants or gay people or whoever the flavor of the week is. They're bringing back the war on Christmas. Have you seen that? I seen some post today. Oh, the war on Christmas again. That's when you know they're desperate. When they whip out the war on Christmas. Yes, Julia. So many hundreds of thousands of rubles per podcast episode. Yes. And then he's got the flag all wrapped around him, pretending like he's a patriot. Oh, I'm a patriot. But all he really is a face, a propaganda face for the worldwide right-wing white supremacist movement. See, that's where Russia got their hook in to the Republicans, was the white supremacy thing. Like the immigration and all that, they started telling them, hey man, you gotta watch out or your white race will be destroyed, and they bought into that. Because Russia's in the same way. They're all worried about, they can't have too many immigrants because they're white and they're Christian, or whatever. And that's what they have in common. And like I said before, the right wing is, because of the internet, has become a worldwide movement. There's factions of it in every country, but it's the same thing. MAGA is a faction of whatever they call themselves in Germany, or they call themselves. That's why they go there. That's why J.D. Vance was speaking there. Why is J.D. Vance at the German Nazi Party speaking? Because they're the same thing. They believe the same shit. Period. And then they say they're not Nazis. We're not Nazis. I just went to speak at the Nazi rally in Germany. It doesn't make me a Nazi. They kicked Bannon out of Italy because he was trying to set up a Nazi training facility in some abandoned castle in Italy. They threw him out of the country. Because, like I said, all these right-wing movements, they're all band together. Like, that's why the Tates and all these people from England, the UK, Russell Brand and all these people, they're all part of the same shit. And we elected this fucking piece of shit to be the president of the United States. The Nazis all over the world look to. It's an example of fine, strong man leadership. Yes, Julia, you never seen my 11-year-old brand dance iteration. I told my mom I couldn't wait till everyone was mixed race. I thought it would put a stop to the hate. Yeah, no, you ever seen Bullworth? That's what he says at the end of Bullworth. He's like, what does he say? A long, protracted program of racial deconstruction. He's like, everybody just got to keep fucking everybody until we're all the same color. It's going to take a while. It just shows you how stupid people are, you know, deep down. Another of my, the points. Oh, you never saw it? I recommend you watch it, Julia. You'll love it. It's called Bullworth with Warren Beatty. It's great. It's a great movie. It's way ahead of its time. It's all about, race in America and how the politicians use it to divide people. But he has an awakening, and then you just have to see it. It's really, really good. I don't want to sit here and tell you the whole fucking movie, but it's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I highly recommend it. It's one of the best movies it's probably in the top 20. You know, I wouldn't put it up there like top 10 movies ever made, but it's top 20 for sure. It's very, very, very well written. And like I said, it was ahead of its time. Bill Nye did an Eyes of Nye episode that basically said the same thing. Yeah. It's, but like I said, another premise that I say on this show all the time is that's why there's no hope for us, because human beings are basically just monkeys with less hair. Now, because of genetics, some of us are very smart, like evolved human beings. But the average human being is a monkey. That's what all that stuff, the 27 seasons of Survivor and the Dance with the Stars and the Maury Povich. That's who those people are for, right? Maury Povich is a prime example. Where people watch Maury Povich. Who is he the father? He's not the father. They're monkeys, man. They're not smart. They go, here comes. They go, Butch claims that he's not the father of these children. And then he goes, here comes Butch. And he comes out in the crowd like, it's like monkeys, man. That goes for all of us. Don't think it's a racial thing. Like, I'm talking about all people. Black people, white people, Asian people, whatever. Like, most people are fucking stupid. Yes, Jerry Springer is dead. Yes, Laura, I know some people, even way, way, way back in the day, who concocted the story uh, and went on Jerry Springer on a fake ass story. You know that, like this gay guy was fucking. Not only was he fucking, this guy, but he fucking these two girls who was his sisters, or there's all kinds of twisted, ridiculous shit that would never happen in real life. But they went on, they sold it to Jerry Springer. They got to go to Chicago and stay in the fancy hotel and go on Jerry Springer and tell this bullshit story, because that's what I mean. It's bullshit. They call it reality television, but it's not reality. A real reality TV show would be boring as fuck. And be like, oh, I gotta get up, play Xbox for 4 hours. He made himself a grilled cheese. It's like, that's reality. And he cut the grass, or whatever. Like, boring shit you do in your life. These people are all get up. Oh, get up and we go have breakfast at this fancy place, and then we go to the driving range. We hit golf balls all day, and then we go jet skiing, and then that's reality TV. Is bullshit. They take them to all these places and they pay for them to do shit. Like I said, if it was a real reality show, it'd be boring as shit. Like, oh, look, the guy gets up, takes a shit, that's it. Turns on his Xbox for 4 hours, makes a grilled cheese, maybe watches the local news, and then cuts the grass. Go to Kroger's, get some milk. No one would watch that. But that's reality. He's arguing with his friend or his wife, or whoever, about what fucking fast food joint they're gonna eat at today. That's like, I don't really want a Chick-fil-A. I don't want to go to Chick-fil-A. They don't like gay people. Did the husband get the sister pregnant, though? Is it a true story, or did they make it up? See, Julia says, I work with a gal whose entire family was on Springer. Her husband got her sister pregnant. They were all living together. I used to give her a ride home from work. True story. Costello says, I knew a family who all had babies with the same woman. 3 of them, at least 6 kids that I know of. The 4th brother got with her, but he was fixed. Well, obviously, she was fertile. As fertile as could be. They're like, oh, if I'm going to get with this chick, I better get a vasectomy. Do you know that stuff like that happens? That's why people watch these shows, because it's plausible. The truth is, always, as you can always see just from watching, the real world is way more twisted and sick than anything people come up with in fiction. Julia says, no, it's true. I used to fill prescriptions for the family as well. I bet you some of them was on some pills. Yeah, the real world is way more twisted and sick than anything they could come up with. Look at Diddy. All that shit he was doing. That's what I mean. It's just the surface. You think that there's nothing in the Epstein file? Are you kidding me? These rich people get away with all kinds of twisted, crazy shit. Like now, there's a high school coach who was trying to meet some 14-year-old or some shit, and then somehow he got away, and he disappeared, and they haven't found him. They still can't find him. 2 weeks. He's a high school football coach. I think he's dead, because they said he walked into the last he was seen. He walked into the woods with a gun. He probably went in the woods, off himself. But these people are sick, man. I used to work. I won't say where, but I used to work at a place, and one of the managers, I swear to God, one of the managers got caught up in that. They're like, oh, he's trying to meet a 13-year-old girl. It turned out it was a police sting. And you go to work, it's like, oh, dude, people start texting me in the morning. Oh, because it was in the Sting story was in the news. They had pictures of all the people who had got caught up in it, and he was there. It was in the morning. I started getting all these text messages. Did you hear about? What's like what? Did you hear about so and so? I was like, oh, what the fuck? Look at the pull up the local news, websites. Start looking at the pictures. Like, whoa, there he is. And I was like, and then was like, I always knew there was something weird about that guy. It was just one of them things, You ever know, well, I have pretty good radar, you just get around a creepy person, you're like, there's something creepy about this person. Like, I don't know what it is, can't put my finger on it, but something creepy about him, like, I don't know what. And it's like, oh, he's trying to meet 13-year-old girls online. Like, oh yeah, pedophile. Yeah, exactly. What do you think this football coach was? He's down south. Southern football coach. I think it was like Mississippi or Louisiana, one of them states. And tried to meet a 14-year-old. I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl. But either way, you're an adult man trying to meet 14-year-old children. There's something fucking wrong with you. Period. That's why I can't stand the MAGA people. And every single day, I despise them even worse. Like, it's hard to even, like, there's a guy at work that I know is a MAGA person, voted MAGA, and just the conversations that we've had is like, I don't even talk to him anymore. And I've known this person since before I moved away. I mean, he's been at the store a long fucking time. And I'm like, you know what, man? There's nothing. I mean, as I said, I don't go there and like start shit with them. I just ignore them. Like, to me, it doesn't exist anymore, because the fact that people, yeah, right. That's just according to Megyn Kelly, Laura. Like, 13 is a child. Well, at least she's not 5. That's what Megyn Kelly was trying to say. Well, there's a huge difference. Yes, the person who wants to meet a 5-year-old is sicker than the person who wants to meet a 13-year-old. But they're still sick. No, this guy's even worse. This guy was like totally bought into the internet, bullshit of like, to the fact that he couldn't even enjoy movies and shit anymore, because every movie he'd be like, no, every movie that you woke and trying to make an agenda, and I'm thinking to myself, man, can you imagine having voted to crash the economy, to blow up people off the coast of Venezuela, to round up immigrants and to put them into camps and deport people, have mass people running around busting out car windows, to get into a war with Venezuela, all because you thought Marvel movies were too woke. Really? Which proves that you never read fucking comic books, because comic books are woke as fuck. The entire X-Men. It's a total analogy for gay and trans people. And racism. That's why there's that Black Panther. They're comic books are liberal, bro. And always have been. Yeah, it's waking up. What's this liberal agenda, dude? So yeah, Captain America fights Nazis. That's why he was invented. He's an Antifa. He's one of the original Antifa. That's like, Captain America. That's what's funny is these people just don't get it. It's like people who you ever seen those people online that like all of a sudden realize that Rage Against the Machine is Rage Against the Machine. They didn't care until Tom Morello says something on the internet. Then they're like, well, fuck you and your liberal agenda. I can't believe I ever listened to your music. It's like, well, you didn't, clearly. You clearly weren't listening. Because Zach De La Rocha is a flag-waving communist. It's like, and he's not shy about saying it. There's a song where he says it's a black flag and a red star moving over Los Angeles. It's like, what do you think he's fucking talking about? They're like, oh, I can't believe he's gonna get all political. It's just like I told you. It's ridiculous bullshit. People don't listen. They're monkeys. That's one of the things that I got discouraged playing music all the time. Because you're like, man, I'm trying to write these songs. I'm trying to say a bunch of shit. You know, important shit that I feel is important. I'm trying to put messages into these songs. And it's like, people don't even listen to what I'm saying. They don't care. But then I realized I was yelling all the time. So it was like, well, maybe if I didn't yell all the time. So my new music, I've tried to sing and be clear. No, man, I don't know why this happens sometimes. The chat box kicks me off the channels. It still shows me that you're watching. See? I don't understand. Oh well. It's working now. It's like I don't know. Yes, Julia, Tom Morello has a great new line of t-shirts available with lots of Antifa sayings on them. For sure. Because he's a badass. But I mean, the band is called Rage Against the Machine. Like, how are you going to get all political? I'm going to stop listening to your music. It's like, well, you never was listening. How could you for 1 second listen to Rage Against the Machine, any song, and not be like, hey, this guy doesn't like the establishment? Hey, wait a minute, I think he's talking about the president. It's like that's the other thing, is, well, I guess that's not true. I was getting ready to say, this hero worship of the president seems to be something like new to me, but that's not true, because people hero worshipped Reagan. I mean, Reagan was kind of like Trump in the way that people worshipped him, because he was a former movie star and actor. And before he became the governor of California, he was a movie actor. Did that movie with the monkey. But anyway, so he's a close, like I said, he was pretty close to Trump, but he was not nearly, I mean, Reagan was an asshole, but he was a human being. He had feelings and emotions, and he cared about people. And he had some shitty ideas, and he was a right-wing guy, but he also, like I said, was a human being. Trump is none of those things. Trump is a sociopath, narcissist, who only cares about himself and his own enrichment and his own power. And he doesn't give two fucks about anybody. And he's not a human being. He's an empty, soulless meat bag of shit. What I like to call people like that. He is not a humanitarian. Julius says, remember when cake started expressing their politics on Facebook? A shit ton of people had high speed come aparts telling them to stick to music. Yeah. Yeah, but they're not real political in their music. It's like the dead Kennedys, you know. It's like somebody woke up and said, "Well, was Joe Biafra talking a lot of shit on online. Like, keep your political opinions to yourself." Like, you know, this is dead Kennedys. Apparently not, because see, those have always been my heroes. Those people. I love all those people. That's why like I said, love Bill Hicks, George Carlin, love Jello Biafra, Zach De La Rocha. Anybody who says "fuck you" to the man is my hero. And I try to emulate them by saying "fuck you" too, you know, because there's too many, like I said, bootlicking fucking spineless fucks in this country, and it is the only thing that's going to save all of our freedom is the brave enough people who are willing to put themselves on the line. Plus, art. If you're just making art because you think that this art that you're making will sell a bunch of shit, then you're not really making art. Art is an expression of feelings, anger, angst, hurt, you know, and genuine, honest expression, not some contrived bullshit. And so when I make something, I don't think about that. I think, well, how can I make something that has some feelings in it? And try to put feelings in it somehow. And here's an expression of my feelings. It's a piece of art. That's like not like, well, I'd like to express my feelings here, but I don't know if it'll make the top 40. If you're writing top 40 or songs with the intention of making the top 40, then you're not really making art. You would like to call it commercialist. Which then there's nothing wrong. I mean, there's a place for everybody in this world. You don't respect those people. That's what's horrible, Julia, is if you're a band like that and then you realize that all your fans are people you hate. That's what happened to Kurt Cobain. And like, he wanted to be a punk rocker and have the admiration of all the punk rockers, and you know, like me, kind of, like the same kind of idea of what he was. He's not a mainstream guy, you know. And then they became mainstream, and then he even says that in some of the interviews before he died. He was like, it's kind of fucking disheartening to look out into the crowd and see people you fucking hate. Because all the jocks and all the people started coming to the Nirvana shows because Nirvana became mainstream. That's why In Utero sounds the way it is. Sounds. Yes, Hofstetter. I know Hofstetter. I used to open for him sometimes. Yes, he handles him well. And yes, I will give Hofstetter that. He has always been a liberal comic, and he wear it on his sleeve, and he didn't care. I never tried to sell myself as like a political And I don't. If you hear my stand up or see, like, I don't go on and on and on about it. I talk about human beings and how stupid we are. It's the majority of my contention. Politics is when you start naming, uh, labeling yourself as something, and you limit yourself in what you can say and do. I think. I mean, I'm probably wrong in that respect. I've probably been better off. Like in this show, when I started this show, I had a clear idea. Like this is a left show. Like I the goal is to become like any of these guys, Benny Johnson that you see on the right, on the left, because we don't have those guys. I mean, there's Hassan Piker, and who else is there? I mean, we got Jon Stewart's and people like that, but Julius, the proof read one of Steve's books for him right before he published it. Super nice guy. You know, he is nice. I said I used to own for him. There's a quote from him on my first DVD where he's like, what does he say? Bruce is smart and funny, and not for everyone. They say, but nothing good ever is, which is the truth. I definitely never created anything with the intention of pleasing other people. I mean, you want people to laugh and say this is funny, but I didn't write it like, oh, please laugh at this. You know, it's like, I'm gonna say what I want to say, talk about what I want to talk about, and I don't care if the audience, like, that's what I told somebody. I never changed my act that went across this entire country, up and down, south, east, north, west. I never changed my act for anybody. I never would looked out at the crowd and was like, oh man, you know, I better change my act tonight because I don't know if these people can take it. Like, nope, this is what you're getting. And if you don't like it, I don't fucking care. Hate to break it to you. Sometimes it might take this, like, oh good, I good to rub these people's faces in it, kind of, you know. And usually they laugh. That's what I mean is, when you break it down, you turn off all the internet and all the noise around you, and you put people in a room, and you let a comic go up there. If he's good, it doesn't matter what he's doing. If he's good and he's funny, they'll laugh. I had a guy come up to me one time. It's the best thing I ever happened. This guy come up to me after a show. I believe it was like Tennessee or some shit. And he goes, you know what, man? I didn't agree with a goddamn thing you said, but it was funny. That's the best compliment I ever got. Because that's the truth. That's the aim, right? To create something that's funny, that's a true expression of your thoughts. Not what you think that the people want you to say. Speaking of that, I won't be on Saturday because I'm going to West Virginia to do comedy. Oh! Which I haven't done in a while. Probably going to be bad. But goddamn it, I'm going. So anyway, if you watch this show and you like this show, tell your friends. I knew you were going to ask that. It was like, I can't remember what part. Yes, it is in the delivery, Julia. You have to have like I said, there's a certain persona that you have to be good at comedy. That's why you see a lot of these people, and they're not. I see a lot of failed comics on the internet now who are trying to be political pundits, which is funny because I'm doing this. But I've been doing this for a decade or more. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm just jumping on some wagon. It's like, no, I was driving the wagon, like, at least against Trump. I will, Julie. I'll tell Lee hello for you. I've done a lot of stuff with Lee. I'm glad that Lee survived his widowmaker heart attack. that came on real fast and was like, oh no! It's like, I think I was supposed to do a show with him. He's like, we can't do the show because I'm having a heart attack. It's like, well, don't die, you know. And he lived through it, thank God. Or whoever you pray to. But anyway, so there won't be a show on Saturday, so don't freak out when I don't appear. Because I'll be on the road. Maybe I'll do like a check-in video on YouTube. But it'll only be on YouTube because I can only do it from the phone, from the car. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Like I was saying before, if you... I'm not in Harrisburg. It's not Harrisburg. I can't remember where it is. Hold on. I guess I should plug the show. If you live in West Virginia and you're watching. Let's see. God damn it, I know it's here. It's gone now. Facebook is all glitchy now too. Like it's not like it used to be. Facebook, man, it's awful. It's not good. Let's see if it's on his fucking channel. Oh, this is somebody else. Different show. Alright, hold on. There it is. Bellington, West Virginia. Costella. Bellington, West Virginia. I will be there Saturday, December 6th at the E3 Music and Art Venue, 204 Bridge Street, Bellington, West Virginia. That's where I will be on Saturday night with my friend Lee Mays. Like I said, I haven't done comedy for a while and probably be very sketchy. I doubt it, but I've been done it so many times. It's like flipping a switch. Anyway, if you watch this show and you like this show, please hit the subscribe, like button, all that shit. Tell your friends. If you, like Jerry Seller used to say, was it, if you like me, tell a friend. If you hate me, tell 10 friends. I always love that. And like I said, I'll be in Bellington, West Virginia on Saturday. So if you're watching from there, come and see us, please. Be careful out there in the snow if you're on the East Coast. And good night. Thank you.